Hi everyone, my name is Claire Hextall. I'm Marketing Director at Cowgirls, and I'm joined by Jason Elliott, Partner and Head of Business Recovery at Cowgirls. We wanted to speak today about the recent news regarding Wigan going into administration. Jason, you were heavily involved in assisting Bolton Wanderers when they went into administration last year. What are your thoughts on what has happened at Wigan and what seems to be happening generally to football clubs?
Ooh, how long have you got? Football clubs are close to my heart, Claire, as you know, and what happened with Bolton, as a fan of Bolton Wanderers, was awful. But being involved, albeit on the periphery, as a professional and seeing the true position made it much, much worse. Social media was rife, and 90% of it was either inaccurate or just total fabrication. But the knock-on effect to people who love the club, you know, it's a community-based thing, and all they could see was what was being told to them. And for so many people, it's so important. And when anything like that happens, it's really important that it's dealt with properly. Now, at the same time as Bolton survived by the skin of the teeth, and I think it's, when I say skin of the teeth, I'm not speaking out of turn when I say that, without the dogged determination of Football Ventures, who, you know, went through quite a lot to get that purchase over the line over a period of time, and thank goodness they did, because Bolton Wanderers were in dire straits. And at that same time, BWFC weren't so fortunate, and I have my personal opinions on how that was handled by the board and their advisors and the EFL, but I'll keep them to myself. The point is that as Bolton survived, Bury FC went out of business. Now, Wigan's a strange one, Claire, because I still can't understand why there's a sudden need to place it into immediate administration. We haven't been given any information yet, but I get the impression that the current administrators, Begbie's trainer, haven't been advising for any real period of time, and therefore things must have spiraled quickly to result in, you know, a formal appointment, especially considering the obvious repercussions of that. Now, I know it was losing money and wages were due, but putting it into administration doesn't help on the wages, and that's the immediate cash flow issue, you know. And I think the administrators have come out this morning and said the wages are going to be 20% of what were due. So, you know, they've had the same issue that the club would have had outside of an administration. Now, I'm sure that there must be much more to it than that, you know, and when the administrators release the report, myself, lots of fans and lots of other professionals, I'm sure we'll dissect it with a fine-tooth comb. But in the meantime, I have massive sympathy, and I fully understand the confusion of every Wigan fan, and I wish them the best outcome. But football as a business, Claire, outside of the Premier League, is virtually a non-starter. It's the lure of the riches of the promised land that attracts people to it. The problem is, to get there and to compete, you need to spend a lot of money. And obviously, if you're successful, you can reap the rewards. But if you're not, the financial peril that you can put yourself in and put the club in, as we see over and over again, is just unsustainable. And I see, and I could probably name 3 or 4 clubs in the Championship and beyond that are in deep, deep trouble, and I don't know without further investment how they get to the end of the season. But it's the tip of the iceberg. I could literally talk for hours about football finances and the issues that I see. But to answer your question, the EFL need to govern. The rules regarding finances, they need to be rethought. Financial fair play in its current guise just doesn't work. It doesn't help those clubs. There's not enough done to prevent rogue owners coming in, running the club as they see fit, overstepping the financial mark. And then what happens is the company is placed into insolvency, and the EFL hit the new owners with all the repercussions of the actions of the old owners. You know, they're not even guilty of the offence. So imagine I come in as a new owner of Wigan Athletic and I've not been involved, and I'm being asked to pay all the football creditors in full, to pay all other creditors at least 25 pence in the pound, to then take on board and agree to a 2-year transfer embargo and a 12-point deduction that's either going to relegate me from the current position or massively hamper my abilities to attract players because I'm in an embargo, or get promoted from the current position I'm in. Eventually, clubs like Bolton, like Bury, like Wigan won't find people willing to make that investment, and they'll die. They'll fail. You know, Bolton survived. It's one of the founding members of the Football League, and it survived. Just Bury didn't. Wigan, I don't know. I don't know who buys them. I don't know the cost. I don't have enough. But the bottom line is the EFL massively need to step it up and govern properly. And I don't see, what really concerns me is I don't see that they are learning the lessons of the Boltons, the Berries, the Macclesfields, the Southend's, and now the Wigans. So I'll leave it there, Claire, because I could honestly talk for hours on it.
Yeah, and our director in business recovery has also written a really interesting blog on football finance and obviously the issues that Wigan have faced. So yeah, there's some more information on our website.
I had a look at it last night. It's worth a read.
Thanks very much, Jason. That's great.
You're welcome.